Welcome to Weaving Happiness Through Grief, where we navigate the delicate balance between love, loss, and the resilient heart. I'm Stephanie, an author and storyteller who found joy and healing after the unimaginable heartbreak of losing a once-in-a-lifetime love. This podcast dives into the raw truth of grief, the beauty of cherished memories, and the hope of new beginnings. Through my journey, rediscovering happiness and opening my heart again, I've learned that grief and joy can coexist, and love can find us when we least expect it. Join me as we honor the past, embrace the present, and step boldly into the future with courage and vulnerability. Let's celebrate the resilience of the human spirit and the beauty of living fully, even after a loss. Welcome back. Hope. That's what we were feeling. We had just left UCLA and we felt hopeful. All the kids had come into town. The surgery was just days away. And we were thinking, okay, this is it. Like, we found this incredible doctor at this wonderful university that could give us back our lives again. We decided to take a night by ourselves to just try to breathe and be calm. And of course, the place that does that the most for us would be the Surf and Sand Hotel in Laguna Beach. We went down there. We had a nice dinner. We knew that what was ahead of us was going to be a lot. So we thought, let's just take the time to breathe right now alone. And then we'll spend some time with the kids and our families. And then we'll get at it. So while we were having dinner, something kind of, came over me, and I looked at Jeff and I said, let's make a list. Like, my mind tends to move forward. And as I've been told many times over, it tends to move 10 steps forward or 100 steps forward. I tend to start thinking forward to what that might look like and how we'll get there and the steps we'll take to get there. And for whatever reason in my mind, creating a bucket list just seemed like a great idea. So we sat there at the restaurant having our nice dinner, and I just said, what do we want to do? Because we felt hopeful. All the things, babe, like, what do you want to do? What do you want to see? What do we want to experience together? What memories do we want to create? We didn't know if we had 3 to 6 months, years, a lifetime still, but we were hopeful. So we jotted it down, and I still have it to this day, this small piece of paper. And we wrote a variety of things down that he hadn't experienced yet in California. He wanted to take a drive up to Big Sur, some trips he wanted to take, different things. And we just enjoyed the night, and somehow we were able to compartmentalize. And we kind of just put the cancer out of our minds. I mean, you can't really let it go. You can't 100% forget about it. I think it's virtually impossible. But we really compartmentalized, and we just did what we love to do, which is just in our little bubble and focus on one another. And this list was like a list of hope more than a bucket list. Whether or not we got to check them all off was not really the point. And it wasn't about going on a vacation or doing something. It was really more about each check meant we went that much further. We made it that much longer. We got that much closer to maybe a cure or just more time together. So it was this list of hope that we created. And we really compartmentalized the cancer that night and that weekend. And we really focused on one another. And when we got back home, we focused on the kids, and we sat in the jacuzzi and had some wine with them and laughed and played music and really tried to remember just who we were and our lives together and what that looked like. The day came and we were heading to the surgery. We drove together. My parents met us there. The kids were there. One of my girlfriends, actually Heather, the one whose birthday was in Vegas, the day I met Jeff, she flew in. She lived out of town. And we were all there together. And we sat there in the room, prepping him for surgery. And I remember I looked at him and we just held each other's hands and we held pinkies like we like to do. And he just, like we were hopeful, but you could just see like he wasn't himself anymore. And I remember looking at him like, hon, we're going to get this. And that's part of the job of being the advocate, the person, the partner. At different times, we're going to have highs and lows. And that's what we did, is lift each other up in those moments. And I said, this is going to give us our best shot. We're going to start this off. We're going to get this surgery done. And then we're going to come up with plan B, what's going to come after that. Don't lose hope. And I found all this strength that you don't really realize you have inside of you in these moments of feeling so desperate, but yet I could see that he was feeling weak and broken, and so I thought, this is what I need to do for him. I walked him with the nurses and the doctors and, down the hallway and through the doors, and gave him a kiss as he went through the doors. And then I collapsed on the floor as soon as the door closed, and I was alone in the hallway. And I just thought, oh my God, please let it be what I just said to him. Let it be right. Like, I didn't think the surgery was to be life or death surgery in that moment. It was more of, please let him get everything and save his vision, because that was a big concern of ours as well. So I went back down, sat with everybody in the waiting room after I composed myself, and my dad, being my dad, bless his heart, I love him, and he's passed away recently, but he always just did something that made us laugh. He said, my parents were there, and they were like, does anyone want anything to eat? And trying to break up this quiet, cold, this tension in the room. So they went to the cafeteria and they brought everybody back ice creams. And my dad spilled it all over his shirt, and we were laughing and whatnot, and so it kind of broke up the moment, which was nice. And then shortly after, the doctor came out, and we looked at Dr. Sue. And he said, everything went well. We got about 80% of it. And we thought, okay, 80%, this is great. Like, we got 20 to get rid of, but we got the majority of it. And we felt good and strong, and I couldn't wait to get back and go see Jeff when he was in recovery. And everyone was elated and happy, and we all could just relax a little bit. But we knew that wasn't the end. We knew there was 20% looming, and we needed to do something, and we needed to start the next plan, the next steps. So now it was time to search further. We needed to search for a cure and figure out what we were going to do next to get rid of the next 20% so we could buy more time.
As we close this episode of Weaving Happiness Through Grief, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey of remembrance, resilience, and rediscovery. Loss is a path none of us choose, but together we can walk through it, honoring the love that was and of the life that still awaits us. If today's story touched a part of your own journey, know that you're not alone. Grief, though profound, doesn't close us off from joy. It teaches us how to hold space for both love and loss. And sometimes, it opens our hearts to unexpected new beginnings. Join me next time as we continue to explore healing, acceptance, and the beautiful bittersweet moments that remind us life can still be filled with happiness. And remember, while we honor the love that has shaped us, we open ourselves to the hope that the future holds. Please head over to the show notes to find out more of the ways I offer guidance on the topics I discuss in the podcast, or visit thestephanieduran.com. Until next time, take gentle steps forward, hold your memories close, and know that joy and love in all its forms continues on.